Hello Chocks and Chocolates, now and in between, Chocolo Roberto here for another video review. This time we have the Nestlé White Chocolate Lion. Yes, I don't think this is available in the UK. I think this is perhaps a Polish bar, I'm not sure, or somewhere else anyway. I'm not really sure, I've not really looked actually. But it does have sort of like a sticker on the bar, I don't know if you can see there, sort of explaining or sort of, I don't know, a translation of the ingredients or whatever. I've not really read it, but it's a small, well basically that's what they kind of do when it's a non-UK bar sold in the UK, so there we go. Yeah, so very excited about this one. Don't think I've reviewed this one before. They basically do white chocolate versions and seemingly more readily available. I mean, they did like a white chocolate Kit Kat Chunky, I think, before it was available in the UK. I think you can get them now. There was white chocolate, as I say, Lion, and I think there was a white chocolate something else. Was it? Don't know what it was now. Can't remember. But anyway, you get the gist. So I'm quite excited about this one, but you can see the massive flourishes already on it, so you know what I'm like. Yeah, so there we go. It's a bit yeah, a bit frustrating, but anyway, there we go. But before I forget, I usually do, well, often do. I've done about 600 videos now, most of them reviews really, lots of white chocolate as well. So, but I'll put a link in. I think it's this corner here. I think it's this one anyway. Yeah, should be this one, the left one. Yeah, so basically I'll have a link to all my other reviews, so feel free to, if you like this review, go watch the others I've done as well, and subscribe if you can as well, things like that, like my videos, stuff like this. And I'll probably put a link of other white chocolate reviews as well at some point, so it'll probably be there already actually, even though it doesn't flash up, but I'll probably have another one at some point in the video to say all my other white chocolate reviews as well, so if you like white chocolate, check them out as well. Okay, back to the review. Yeah, so Lion Bar, so basically it's usually, well, what does it say? I mean, well, it might be in a different language. Might be on English somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, so it's got, this is what it says, so I don't know, it's quite difficult to see. Caramel something wafer. Yeah, I can't really read. It's quite difficult. Well, basically, I already know what it is because I've had them before. And you can probably see there as well. So you can see there. So it's basically like a sort of, it's basically like a wafer bar with caramel in between. There's a few layers of wafer with caramel in between them, and it's basically covered in chocolate. But the chocolate's mixed in with, I guess you'd say, Rice Krispie pieces. So chocolate, you can see all these, so it's all quite knobbly. I don't think you can make out the nobbles on the white chocolate. But basically, in the middle, if you ever had a drifter, it's basically a finger of drifter. Drifter's a two-fingered bar. Basically, it's the middle of this, but then the drifters, rather than the drifters normally just covered in milk chocolate or whatever with no Rice Krispie pieces. This bit is sort of like a thick Rice Krispie infused mix of well, chocolate and Rice Krispies really covered it. So it's basically a drifter, but with that extra special wrapping around the edge. A finger of drifter anyway, not two fingers. It's quite thick chocolate. So yeah, so there you go. That's basically what it is. Actually, I think they are literally fingers of drifter. I think it's got a caramel layer as well around the. You can kind of see it there actually. So there's an extra caramel layer around the sort of like the finger, I guess you'd say, in the middle, the centre. There we go. Yeah. So let's give it a measure then before I forget. So this is with the flourishes. So it's ridiculous flourishes again. It's about 13.7. So I'll probably measure it again when I open it. But so yeah, there we go. Calorie wise, 207 calories it says. Oh no, hang on. Yeah, the bar, and it says it's 25 minutes worth of dancing, I think it says there, which is interesting. It's quite good to put that, I don't think you can see there. It's trying to say that in order to burn off this, you've got to dance for 25 minutes. So, interesting to say that, and it just shows, you know, you have to do a lot of exercise to burn relatively little calories. Okay. Yeah, so, it does give you, I've got a table here on the back, which is good. I'll say it's slightly in other languages, it's upside down, inside out. Topsy-turvy. Yeah, so I think per bar, I think it's 207 calories. Yeah, 207 calories. 9.5 grams of fat. 5.4 of which are saturates. It's quite hard to read. Yeah, 5.4 of which are saturates. So 207 calories, 9.5 grams of fat, 5.4 of which are saturates. Right. Okay. Interesting, so I'm excited about this one. Yeah, so the Lion Bar, as you probably imagined, is normally milk chocolate. This was the white chocolate one. Okay, let's give it an open. Let's do it. Right, okay, so let's give this an open. Apologies if I'm not censored in the camera. You know, hopefully I am. It's hard to tell. So yeah, 13.5 centimetres is roughly the flourishes. Let's give it an open and see what it is now. Well, first of all, it looks very nice, but just before I forget, 13.5. We're a lot smaller than that, I can tell you. And this is from nobble to nobble. You know, giving it the benefit of the doubt. 10.3. So yeah, so basically 3.2 centimeters at least. I would say probably more because it's not a straight bar. And I'll just measure the width as well while I'm at it. Again, from rough knobble to knobble, it's about 3 centimeters roughly, give or take a millimeter. And height-wise, it's about 2.2. But there you go. Look at that. It looks very. I quite like the look of that, don't you? It looks very nice actually. Yeah, flat at the bottom with some tyre tracks on the conveyor belt. So you can see it's a bit translucent there, so you can see the sort of inside. But yeah, I think it looks very nice. I like that. So you can see the knobbly chocolate covering. So you can kind of see underneath actually through the see-through transparent bits just how thick the chocolate surround is. And basically that middle bit is basically the finger of drifter. So you can see that it actually does kind of stand, you know, you think, oh, it's too big for to be a finger of drifter, but you can see how thick the chocolate is, and that's why, yeah, that's why it works. So there we go. Okay, so let's give it a cut now. I quite like the side. I think it looks very smooth and nice actually. It's a nice looking white. It's a nice looking bar. It looks very evenly covered and nice and white. I say underneath it doesn't, of course, but I mean you can let them off that. But yeah, there's no holes in it really. I don't think. Maybe that slight one at the front coming through, but nothing. Doesn't detract from it. I think it looks very nice. Okay, let's give it a cut. Bit of a shame to break it. Now, drifter is very chewy and caramelly. So there you go. You can see even more the emphasis. You can see really it is a finger of drifter. If you've never thought about it before, you can definitely see it now, can't you? And here's the other side as well. So you can see it's got like a caramel surround as well, though. Rather than I think being covered in chocolate like the drifter finger is, yeah, it's got like a caramel covering instead, and then the white chocolate with crispy pieces surround as well. So it gives it like a wig look, like a judge's wig in this case. In the UK, that is. Yeah, so the caramel's not quite as thick as it was looking on the wrapper, I don't think. If you just look at that there. I don't know if you can see them both on the camera at the same time. Does seem to imply it's a lot thick, but they always do that, you know, and it's relatively thick. Yeah, okay. Looks, yeah, looks very nice, I think. I'm yeah, quite excited to eat this one. Right, yeah, I think not much more to say. Oh yes, here we go. Actually, yeah, you can see here around the edge, quite evenly spaced out the Rice Krispie pieces there. I think they're Rice Krispie pieces anyway. If they're not Rice Krispies, it's something very similar. But it's that kind of consistency, so. In fact, I'm quite certain it's Rice Krispie pieces. I don't know why I said that. So there we go, okay. Right, yeah, we can see it seems to be quite even on that bit at least anyway, so they're spaced out quite well. At least there anyway. It's hard to see on the other bits. Okay, let's give it a taste. Let's do it. Right, okay, so we're going to give this a taste then, so let's give it a go. Quite excited for this one, so let's do it. There's a lot to chew. Very caramelly and it's like a drifter really. It's very sort of it's lots of caramel basically. So you can see it lasts quite long in the mouth. It's quite a chewy one. That's because there's lots of caramel in between the wafer, and there's caramel around the actual central thing as well as the central finger, I guess. As I say, for those who've not watched the rest of the review, it's basically a finger of drifter, but without being covered in chocolate. It's covered in caramel. Maybe a drifter is covered in caramel. I'm not sure, but anyway, the outside, rather than just chocolate or whatever, or the actual chocolate covering, it's covered in. It's got like an extra caramel layer, and then covered in the chocolate and the Rice Krispie pieces, in this case white chocolate. So it's very nice, yeah. And the white chocolate's a bit indistinct actually. That's the white chocolate's usually very, very good. Despite being a mass market product they do, the white chocolate is very nice. I mean, most chocolate's white mass market, but you know what I mean. It's a big company rather than just sort of a smaller one. Yeah, and it's some of the best white chocolate, I would say. But I don't taste it really here. Yeah. I don't really taste the white chocolate. I mean, you know, maybe slightly after a while, but and maybe if it was milk chocolate, it'd be more. I could taste that for sure, but yeah. Even though there is quite a lot of white chocolate, for some reason I can't taste it. I think it's just lost in the caramel. I think. I don't know. I can taste caramel for sure, but yeah, the white chocolate. I don't know why. And if it's just not distinct, or if it's a different recipe than normal than other Nestle bars, like the white chocolate crunch bar. Although it's hard to find that now if it is still available. Or the white chocolate Kit Kats, Milky Bar, Milky Bar specifically, of course. It definitely doesn't taste like that. I can't taste it. It just doesn't seem to. I just can't seem to taste it. I really don't know why that is. So it's a bit of a shame. I think this is definitely going to appeal to you. I think Nestle white milk chocolate isn't the strongest really. So generally just doesn't taste that great. And I think I mean there are exceptions. Sometimes it works in a Yorkie bar, for instance. That just works, even though it's solid Nestle chocolate. It just seems to work because it's just so dense and so solid. It just seems to have a a niche, or a niche if you're American. So there we go. So I think I think this one, it's just all about the caramel really, and the crunch and the chewiness of it. I think if you're after the white chocolate hit, unfortunately it doesn't really provide it, and I don't know why. It's thick enough white chocolate, but it just doesn't. I just don't get the taste. Just don't, even. I mean, because there's just so much Rice Krispie pieces in there, it's not actually. There isn't actually as much white chocolate as you'd think there was. I think that might be it, and I think it's actually thick around the edges. I don't know. Try to disassemble it a bit. You can see here, like I've just took a bit off, and you can see there's a lot of caramel there, even in this little bit here, surrounding the edge of it. And as I say, there are Rice Krispie pieces in some of these bits as well, probably in here as well, actually, but hard to see. So I think it's just so much caramel, it just takes away from the white chocolate taste. So the only reason I can smell, and there's crunchy bits in that, even in that little bit. So I think there's not actually as much white chocolate as you'd think there was, because there's so many Rice Krispie pieces in it, hidden away. And there's so much caramel, you can see this bit I've ripped off here. There's loads of caramel. There's Rice Krispie pieces inside the white chocolate I've got my fingers around. There's lots of crunch going on when I eat that. They're mostly caramel. There's lots of crunch. So I think basically this one is not the white chocolate paradise you're looking for. Your white chocolate is in another castle, as they say. So I think I think that's the problem with it. However, it is nice. It is nice. It's very chewy, but I just don't think it stands out that much. If you like Lion bars, probably going to like this just as much, because I don't think it's really, the white chocolate doesn't detract or add to it particularly, because you can't really taste it. So presumably the milk chocolate is the same. I can't quite remember now when I reviewed Lion Bar. Probably might be one I need to re-review or review if I've not done it. So I'm sure I have done now, but who knows? So I think it's all about the chew and the wafer. But unfortunately, it's just missing that chocolate taste, which I think you need on top of it, really. But it does have, it does have a nice wafer, nice chew, and the Rice Krispie pieces. But to be honest with you, I've always preferred toffee crisps myself. I think they just nail this formula perfectly. So for me, I would always go for a toffee crisp over a Lion Bar. Really, that's just me. I think a toffee crisp is probably a 4 or a 5 out of 5. I think a 5 out of 5 really, but it's quite small. But this one, I'm going to struggle. I think if you like white chocolate, I think you're going to be disappointed. If you're if you're a die-hard Lion fan, you might be happy with this, because I don't think, or a Drifter fan, I don't think it's going to taste that much different than the normal one. But I think I'm probably, but for me, I think I'm going to say a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's just disappointing because the white chocolate doesn't really have any taste or doesn't add anything to it, because you can't taste it. I think it's just too many other things going on, and it detracts too much. And I think there's not as much white chocolate as you'd think. I think it's just too much caramel in there and too many Rice Krispie pieces that you can't really even tell. And even though it looks like it's a thick white chocolate layer, it's just all Rice Krispies. I'm going to say that the caramel taste is what dominates as well. So that's the reasons for it, really. But I think it's not unpleasant though. As I say, I think anything below a 3 is when it's not that great, not that nice. A 3 is like the average, really. And I would say this is, just above average. I think I would say it's a nice bar, I think average is. I think I'd happily eat this, and but I think it's hard to say. I mean, what the average really is, you know. I think it's something that you just probably wouldn't have again, really. And I think this one, you know, I could have it again, just about, you know. But I think it has its own niche again. I think I'd say, you know, its own sort of section in the chocolate world that's nice to have. But I think, yeah, I just don't think it's. I think the fact is the white chocolate just isn't there really. And I think it needs to have that strong chocolate taste in order to just lift it, and it just doesn't have that. It's all about the chew and the caramel. And if that's what you're after, this is perfect for you. And you probably are if you're a Lion fan. But for me, if you're a white chocolate fan, you probably look at this thing, oh, white chocolate, you know, brilliant. But unfortunately, it just doesn't deliver what you'd want. It really doesn't. So it's a real shame. Never mind. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Follow me, subscribe, like my videos. Instagram as well, Twitter if you can. I think I might have said that. And Patreon, of course, if you're able to. And leave a comment off. It's always great to hear from you, it really is. So please do if you can. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Bye for now. See ya.